Thank you. Are you paying more than your neighbor for an item online? Consumer advocates say you could be, and it's because of a practice called surveillance pricing.
It's where your data can be actually used against you when you're shopping online. On Your Side's Christine Lazar joins us now to explain. And Christine, you and I were looking at, you were sending it to me, and I was like, yeah, I have a different price than you do.
Yeah, so have you ever had that happen where maybe you're looking for like an airline ticket and you're looking over multiple days and you notice that the price goes up, but then your friend looks and they don't see the same price?
Yeah.
It can be frustrating.
Yeah, totally.
So as a mom to 3 kids, I shop a lot, and it is usually online, but I didn't really know how surveillance pricing works until I believe I became the target of what consumer advocates say is a deceptive practice that could soon be illegal in California. Have you ever heard of surveillance pricing?
No.
Any idea what it is?
No idea.
Many shoppers have never heard of it. Have you ever heard of the term surveillance pricing?
No.
But once they learn what it is, consumers we spoke with all had a similar response.
It sucks. I mean, like, it's not fair.
It makes me feel cheated.
It's unfair for sure.
What is surveillance pricing?
Surveillance pricing is when you are charged based on your personal data, your personal whereabouts, information that is known about you based on your electronic surveillance by a company.
Consumer Watchdog President Jamie Court says companies will use data like where you live, how often you shop online, and how much you spend while doing so.
And then they charge you a price based on that data, and their algorithm determines how ready you are to buy a product. And if you're more ready, they charge you a higher price. And if you're less ready, they'll charge you a lower price.
It's something I believe I experienced when I was shopping for a swim backpack for my daughter online. I'd been Googling the item she wanted for days from my cell phone, but one evening I happened to be on my laptop when I found the cheapest price yet on Amazon, down from $79.99 to $50.89. Since I have the app on my iPhone, I tried to switch to my cell to make the purchase. But when I did, the price was suddenly $57.11, about $7 more. I thought it must be a mistake, so I used the share function and emailed myself the link from my laptop. But the backpack still showed up as more expensive once I opened it on my phone. 2 different prices on 2 different devices at the exact same time. 5:17 p.m. Is it likely that they knew that maybe I shop more on my cell phone than I do my laptop?
Absolutely. If they see you put something in your cart and come back, the price will go up.
When I reached out to Amazon to confirm if the company uses surveillance pricing, a spokesperson told me we investigated and were not able to replicate the reporter's claim. Our prices change as we match competitors' low prices, offer deals to save customers money, or as independent sellers choose to update their own prices.
Different consumers are paying different prices based on your own personal characteristics and who you are.
Just last week, a bill targeting surveillance pricing moved forward in the California State Assembly. The bill was authored by Assemblyman Chris Ward.
So essentially, it bans surveillance pricing and says that there will be a remedy that can either be used by a private person or a public attorney to be able to go after and stop somebody that is guilty of surveillance pricing as we're defining it.
Do you think that surveillance pricing is widespread?
We don't know. We know that it happens. And in fact, every time someone tries to test it, you see like maybe an incident of you being treated differently than other consumers out there. And it's possibly traced back to your IP address.
Last December, Consumer Watchdog released a report on surveillance pricing. It gave examples of how it works.
We know Orbitz, for instance, charged people who were Mac users more because they knew they would pay more.
And most consumers don't even realize that they might be paying a higher price based on their shopping behavior.
Most consumers don't notice it at all, and that's why they get away with it.
Assemblyman Ward cites research by corporate analysis company McKinsey & Company that found retailers can increase their revenue by 2 to 7% based on how they set their prices. Last year, the FTC issued orders to 8 companies seeking information on how they set their prices and whether they use consumer data to set them. McKinsey was one of those companies.
As technology is evolving so fast around us, we need to make sure that our state code is keeping up with the definitions that define what is a part of our everyday experience right now to make sure that people are better protected and can have a fair price.
As for that backpack, I bought the cheaper one from my laptop. It's now considerably more expensive at $68.99. Court says there are some ways to evade surveillance pricing, but they aren't foolproof. You can use a private web web browser, clear the cookies in your search history, and check the price on multiple devices. It's even better if you can have a friend or relative in a different zip code try as well. But in the end, consumer advocates say the only way to control it is to ban it.
Your data should not be used against you.
Though the FTC took up this issue last year, it appears the current administration has abandoned that investigation at the federal level. So the states really are in control now, and California lawmakers, there is some momentum there. So I think we'll see some movement in this year. Now, I did reach out to Orbitz, which is now owned by Expedia, which was mentioned in that surveillance pricing report, and they essentially said that they're aware of this bill, that they're working with lawmakers, to basically follow the law, but also to make sure that consumers get lowest prices available. And that's what a lot of these retailers will say, that you're seeing a variation in prices because they want to show you the lower price. But a lot of the consumers say, wait a minute, I feel like I'm seeing a higher price often.
So do you just have to have like multiple devices to look at things?
Well, I mean, look, that's not practical for every purchase you make. But I will say this experience has kind of changed the way I will shop for higher ticket items. And you kind of need to decide what that threshold is for you. For me, if I'm going to spend $100, it's worth it to me to look on different devices, or maybe say to my mom or my husband, hey, can you look at this as well?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea, to text a friend maybe across town or in a different state or something and ask them to check it too.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of outrageous. Really good reporting.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Christine, thank you.